Now our post detail tab shares actual post title. So this is much better for your users history, bookmarks and search engine crawlers too if you have SSR enabled in your Angular application. So this approach is fine, but this is still manual. We are mixing route concerns into component logic, so that should not be done. So the better way is to add title in the route path. Angular uses the default title strategy and sets the document title based on the title assigned. The title can be assigned directly into the route path. For example, we can set the title for the post list component with another property which is called title. Okay, and I can directly add the title over here, that is post list. Okay, and this post list will be shown as a title whenever user navigates to this particular post list component. And we can also set the title to other component like this, and that is post, let's say add post or create post. Okay, so this is how you can add title to every component. So this is much simpler approach, and this was introduced in the Angular version 14. Now this title is fine to have inside each object of your route path, but what if you want to have a suffix inside all your title? What if you want to have a different brand name inside all your title? So you will not come here again and set the title again for all the routes or update the title for all the routes. If you have a nested routes, or if you have a different path or different feature, and if that have a different route configuration, then you will have to again modify or update all your routes object for that particular app routes or for that particular routes configuration. So this is why title strategy is used. Using title strategy, we can extend the title strategy and add our app name to all our routes, or update the suffix or whatever brand that we want to have for each of our routes path. So we'll create a new file over here to implement the title strategy and use our own custom title strategy. So I'll create the file as app-title.strategy and then .ts file. Okay, so here we'll just create a class and extend the title strategy. I'll add the export class app title strategy. Okay, and I'll just extend it to the title strategy that should be coming from the @Angular router. Okay, so once we have extended this app title strategy, we want to just extend that using the super function like this. Okay, so after using the super function over here and extending the title strategy, we'll inject the title that is coming from the platform browser like this. Title, that should be a title service. Okay, that should be of type title. Okay, now this title is injected inside our constructor. Okay, so once injected, I'll just override the function that is inside the title strategy, which is update title. Okay, now within the update title function, we can just resolve the title. Now the title should be resolved title. Now this is a local constant variable. Now this will be having all the title, current title, which is coming inside your route. For each of the route, this particular title strategy will be called, and that particular strategy will have a snapshot or the route snapshot, and from there we'll just build the title and we'll have the current route title. Let's say this dot build title. Build title is again the function inside the title strategy, and pass our snapshot, current snapshot. Okay, so if you have set the title inside your app.routes, that title will be coming inside this local const variable. If you haven't set the route title, we can show a default title for each of our routes. So now if we have, let's say if we have the title that is our resolved title, what we can do, we can directly set the title as this dot title service dot set title. Now we have the title, right? So we can directly use the set title and call this resolved title over here. Now after having the resolved title, I can just add the suffix for each of our routes using the poster app, because this is our poster application, or else I'll just set the title as the default title for each of our path if the title is not set. So I'll just add poster app over here. Now this poster app will be shown if you do not have the title set inside your component route path. Okay, and if you have set the title for your route path, then the title will be shown along with this poster app suffix. Okay, so once we have created the update title function over here, we can create a local variable for our poster app, because if that is changed, we just have to change it in one place. So I'll just add a local variable over here, private, and that should be read only, that should not be changed, which is our app name, and that app name will be the poster app. Okay, now we can use this app name to both the places over here, like this dot app name. Okay, so we'll use this app name to set the title for our default title path. Okay, let me break down what's happening over here. The build title is a method from the base title strategy class. It traverses the activated route snapshot tree, the parent, then the child, and then the grandchild, and returns the deepest title property it finds. This is exactly why nesting matters. With our nested routes, the ID route is the child of post. So if ID doesn't have a title, build title walks up and find post. We'll override that for the dynamic case, but you have always a sensible path. So after creating this app title strategy, we have to register this inside our app configuration. Okay, so here inside the providers array, we can just use the app title strategy that we just created and override that with the default title strategy. So I'll just add provide over here. After adding the provide, we will use the title strategy. This title strategy is the default title strategy that the Angular uses, but we'll override with our use class. Okay, by using this class, that is our app title strategy, title strategy will be overridden and the Angular will be using our own custom title strategy. Okay, now let's remove what we have added inside the post list component, the setting the title over here, and I'll also remove, or I'll just comment out inside our post detail component like this. Okay, and now if you go into the browser and see what's happening over here, now over here we see nothing because we might have an error inside our console. So you see the cannot resolve all parameters for app title strategy. This is happening because the app title strategy is a class that should be injectable. Okay, so we have to add injectable decorator over the app title strategy class that we have created, because this acts as an injection context. So I'll just add injectable over here. Okay, so I'll just provide it inside our root. Okay, so once we have added this provide in root, now if you go into the browser, and this is working as expected. Now if you go to particular post, let's say the add post, we can see the add post is shown because we have added the title inside our route configuration, and the poster app is coming from the title strategy. Okay, now if you go into the all post, we can see the all post along with the poster app. Okay, that is again coming from the title strategy. Now if we click on any post and go to the detail for that particular post, and we see the poster app is shown, right? Because we are missing the dynamic variance from the title strategy. So I'll just pass it as a homework for you guys. And remember, the solution will be provided in the description of this video in the GitHub repository link. So you can just get to that particular GitHub repository and you can just get the solution for the dynamic variance of this app title strategy. But without the app title strategy, the cleanest real world approach for dynamic title is a shared title service or a resolver. But this pattern shows you exactly how the strategy layer can react to component level data. The key insight is all title logic lives in one place. Now there is a quick note for anyone using the Angular Universal or the SSR package. With SSR, your HTML is rendered on the server before it hits the browser. The search engine crawlers like Googlebot reads that particular server render HTML file, including the title tag. So if you don't set a title via title strategy, crawlers will see a blank or generic title that directly hurts your search ranking for those pages. Everything we build today works identically in SSR applications. The title service, the route title, and the title strategy runs on the server during rendering. Your titles are baked into the HTML before it's sent to the client. That's the gold standard for SEO. The current poster app that we are working on doesn't use SSR, but the implementation is identical. If you are building an SSR app, this is not optional, this is a must-have. As I mentioned earlier, the GitHub repository link for this full poster application is in the description. If this video helped you, like this video and subscribe to the Frontend 4, where we deep dive into the latest Angular concepts. See you in the next one.